Qué rollo, quiero mandar un saludo a mi amigo Goodfella de parte de tu amigo Jaime Munguía. Un abrazo, carnal. Ánimo.
All right, word on the street is that Jermall Charlo could be moving up to 168 pounds, and Jaime Munguía could be fighting for the belt if Charlo not gonna fight for the belt. We could talk about Munguia's next opponent, but let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. So there's rumors that I heard that Jermall Charlo might move up to 168 pounds. Okay. Um, does that mean that Jermall is gonna move up to 160? I'm not sure, but this is a rumor that's going around, and I don't know who his target opponent is. Is they gonna go for one of Canelo's vacant belts and then fall into a Caleb Plant or a Benavidez fight? We know Caleb Plant called him out. He said he'd like to fight Charlo on his return bout. So could Canelo be going up to 168 to take on Plant right away? I don't know. They probably can showcase him in the co-feature. Put one of them in the main event and one of them in the co-feature. Like I talked about earlier, there's rumors that Demetrius Andrade might be coming to 168 pounds to fight for the WBO. The WBO, if he granted super champ instead of if he not, I don't know. We'll go up straight for the force Canelo to fight him and drop the WBO belt and become, super champion. He can move up. If you ain't super champ, you can't move up. So, the WBO, uh, Demetrius Andrade, Eddie Hearn petition for WBC to order Charlo to take on the WBO champion and him in middleweight. The WBO got in the way and ordered the Kazakhstan Jaime, whatever his name is, the one that beat a dime on the Crawford Porter undercard to be as mandatory. Now Andrade can move up to 68. So he just moved up to 60. I think he got a couple fights at 60. He been back active, and they've been trying to get Charlo on the ring, and it didn't happen. So at 60, he got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights, 7. He got 7 fights at 160. So yeah, I think he's comfortable at 160. But you gotta move up to where the players at, and he go up to 160. Canelo probably dropped the belt. Eddie Hearn talking about he want him to compete at 75, be undisputed. So you talking about Canelo drop all the belts. You talking about a situation with Benavidez and Lemieux order for the interim belt, so they'll move up and be champion if Canelo move up. Needs him about the WBA. Canelo high in that, so it's further Shuvanov and David Morale is the regular belt, and then the IBF. So it's gonna be into IBF and strip Canelo quick. We've seen that, so we'll see. I think Benavidez get his crack at the WBC. I think Charlo get a crack at the IBF and WBA. He already held the IBF at 154. And Andrade get a crack at the WSO, but it don't really change. Only thing changes that Charlo get a belt and he can unify. Charlo Benavidez Plant get a belt and he unify with those two guys. I think he unified with those two guys before Andrade. Well, who knows? He didn't unify 54, didn't unify 60. And it wasn't like he was the number one guy neither. He never established himself as a number one guy, 54 or 60. So hopefully maybe he be looking to do that at 168 pounds. So hopefully he be looking to establish that, Demetrius Andrade politics in this way, establish himself at 160, in 154, around promotional company. So, I think, at least verbally into the public, it just looked like Demetrius Andrade is would rather want to establish himself more as Charlo. Charlo just happy just having a belt. So to me, I think it's gonna be the same thing. The difference is, when Charlo get a belt, he gonna have to see David Benavidez, and if I'm Demetrius Andrade, I get the WBO. And I guess I have to go shoot the fade with Benavidez. So that's what he gonna have to do. He going to shoot the fade with Benavidez before Charlo get to him. At least he'll hold 2 belts in the division. And if Charlo don't want and get the Plant before Charlo do it, get Plant a really good deal. So that's got to be Demetrius Andrade game plan. beat Charlo to the belts, beat Charlo to, and he could beat those guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think he got more ring experience than, depending on how he growing to 168, than David Benavidez. And he got a great style for Benavidez. Andrade is somebody that just utilized the ring and box. Andrade is somebody that pressed forward and cerebral the way he think, and I think if he able to get a couple of fights at 68, he might be a problem for Benavidez. You know, Benavidez might move up to 75 and try to beat Canelo up there too. So interesting, very interesting that it's Demetrius Andrade got to be smart about it. You know, he got to move up, get the WBO. You know, whenever they figure out the Canelo situation, they plan to get a crack at the IBF again, the WBA, the WBC, or if Benavidez do the same, unify one of them. You know what I'm saying? And I think plan to get a belt and Charlo get a belt. Try to beat Charlo in the plant too. Try to get 3 belt unification. And I think it's possible. I think he beat Caleb Plant. I wasn't impressed. I don't care if Caleb Plant ever fight again. I just wasn't impressed. Nothing personal. Tired of these fighters talking all this crap, and then they don't walk it like they talk it. Then Charlo would have to go through me. Seriously, Charlo, if he can get his hand on the 4th belt, that'd be sweet too. Charlo would have to go through me. You know, and then what would be the excuse? He wouldn't have no excuse. Is it a risk? Yeah, Benavidez is the biggest risk. And depending on who you fight for the WBO is a huge risk. You know, but it's all about boxing. And morale is a risk. You know, morale might gonna get the WBA. That's the biggest risk, more than Benavidez. So I don't know, man. Politics is it's hurting these guys' pockets, and they don't even know, and it's hurting the television experience. And then they don't even put half decent fights on pay-per-view no more. They put trash fights on pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? They don't even put half decent fights. And then when you get a good fight, they want to put it on pay-per-view. You know, we ain't really got too many great fights, but it is what it is. But Andrade, they got to come up with a game plan to box Charlo out. Or they got to go through him at 68. And they let him beat him to 68. That's gonna be a problem. But Benavidez begging for opponents, so you always can fight Benavidez and unify if he get a belt. You always can unify with him. So remember that you always can unify with him. Charlo don't want to fight him, and he didn't want to fight Plant, but you have some opponents. I think Charlo is eventually gonna fight Plant in the unification or for a belt. But if you move up to 68, his track record showing too much gonna change as far as his ambitions. He's just gonna get a belt and hold a belt captive. It's just be begging for Canelo. That's it. He gonna get a belt. He's called Canelo name away. He waiting for a payday. He gonna look up. He gonna be 36 years old, 35 years old, 34 years old, still chasing Canelo Alvarez. Still chasing him. So, but that's gonna be what it is. But I heard that if he do move up, Jaime is gonna try to fight for the vacant title, and I think his opponent, as far as the rank, they can pick anybody honestly inside that top 10. Eubanks Jr. and Derevchenko probably gonna be replaced with Adonis Eubanks, or Derevchenko might be his opponent, maybe even Liam Williams. So yeah, but if Charlo tend to stay a little bit longer, he's gonna fight Demetrius Ballard. So his next fight would be Demetrius Ballard if Charlo stays. So yeah, he'll be fighting Demetrius Ballard. I think he's a fellow Golden Boy fighter. He 21-0-1 draw. His one draw came against Yamaguchi Falcoa in 2019. He just fought 11-13 versus Paul Venezuela Jr. So got a unanimous decision. So yep. And as far as him ranked in the WBC, he's not ranked. So look for him to pop up in the ranking system. But that's only if Charlo stays at 160. So if Charlo stay at if Charlo move up, then Derbychenko be fighting for a title versus I don't know who. So so yep. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have business question, inquiry, sponsor, video requests, all that social media subscription. Twitter's the fastest way to Facebook and Instagram. Want to make a financial donation? Cash App CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. That's what to donate. Thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. Go live, drop a video. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Good fellas sports team. Also comments on the video helps as well. So check out the Box Room playlist. Peace.